Hello Cinnamon Bun. Welcome to my first journal video in a while. It feels a little weird recording this voiceover because I am doing it in the office, just using my phone as opposed to my Yeti microphone on my bed like I normally do. But this is just how things have worked out today. So I am, it's almost like 6 p.m. On a Saturday, and I am alone in my co-working space because it's 6 p.m. on a Saturday. And yeah, I wanted to just chat with you while we do this journal setup. That is a new pencil case that I got. I'll show you it in a little bit because I've started using more coloured pens and stuff in my journal. So I caved and got like a little pencil case that I can take my stuff around with me. Oh yeah, and then one of the things I wanted to talk about a little is that I am setting up my new journal, obviously, for the new year, just because I finished mine, and I am using the official new like Blue 22 journal from the Bullet Journal company, and they very kindly sent this to me, which was really nice of them. This isn't sponsored or anything, but they wanted to send me it, and I'm really loving it so far, to be honest. Like, I am not a big fan of blue, but it's not bothering me at all. Or not that I'm not a big fan of blue, but I'm just like very attached to my like minimalist like black aesthetic when it comes to my journal. But the blue is nice. It's very it's not really saturated or anything, which is nice. And then it comes with this little grid spacing guide on the inside cover, and then these pages I think are indexes and stuff. Yeah, there's a key page, there's a page for intentions, and then yeah, that's the index that is on screen right now. I am starting by just writing my name, but yeah, I think like they've made some changes to this one, which I appreciate. It comes with a set of stickers, which you're about to see. I haven't used any of the stickers yet because I'm so set in my ways with how I like to set things up that I'm not sure that I want to, but I might use some of those like lightning bolt ones and stuff, so we'll see. And then it comes with this little setup guide, which is really cool. I am so far beyond needing a setup guide now, obviously, because I've been doing it for a long time. But it's really nice that comes with the journal. And I was like, I might actually give this to a friend or something who might be wanting to get started with bullet journaling. Oh no, wait, Pete said he wanted to try it, so I'm going to give it to him. I've just literally thought of that right now. Cool. Yeah, so that's nice. And yeah, it's like a good bit chunkier than the previous journals. Or than the last one that I used, and I'm not sure if that's, I think it's because there's both more pages and the pages are a lot thicker, which I think is something that, I mean, ghosting, the pages being quite thin and ghosting never really bothered me all that much. I know that for some dedicated bullet journal folks, it does really bother them, and that's why they go with other brands. So if you're one of those people that likes log terms except for the fact that they ghost, like these pages basically don't ghost at all, like they're much thicker, so if that's something that you care about, that might be good to know. One of the other little things, the little additions that I love, is that they've got these page division markers like next to the dots where you can divide into halves or thirds. They've just got a couple extra dots, and so it's actually like you now don't need to measure to divide the page into thirds or halves, which is amazing because I don't tend to do stuff that's super complex. But as you can see here, I've divided the page into thirds and I didn't have to count it because now there's a guide to do that. Speaking of which, I should probably tell you what I'm doing now. So this is actually my index, and I have been trying dividing it by my 6 life domains from the constellation system, so that like all of my domum stuff or notes or collections or whatever are all like indexed in the same place, and I've really been enjoying doing it that way, so I decided to set it up like that again. So, this is going to be my kind of usual format where I'm going to try and talk you through anything that's like new that I'm doing, but otherwise kind of just chat about what's been going on in my life and stuff. I decided to do a journal video again this month because I was going into a new bullet journal, and I also knew that I was going to be changing up my spread. Like, I've made a bunch of changes and stuff to how my spreads work, and I've really been enjoying them. But also, I've had a lot of like other businessy, like work stuff going on, and I knew I wanted like basically what is like an easy video to make for me, because I've done so many of these now that I know the score, so I wanted to keep it simple. But yeah, so this is me going straight into my monthly. Yeah, what's been going on, man? It feels like a lot and also like not a lot at the same time. I guess maybe just because it's been so long since I've done one of these like chatty updates, but Happy New Year, I suppose. My pipe again situation is mostly sorted for now, so that's something. If you're on my newsletter, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, my pipes burst, it was chaos, or the pipes in my building, but it affected me. So, but thankfully I'm back in my flat and I've got running water again, and like the floor has been ripped up in my office, or like the bedroom of that flat, so I don't have like full use of it. I still have to like watch being in there in my socks in case of nails and stuff, but that's the only thing that's still to like get fixed or is unresolved or whatever, so that's good. Otherwise, I think I don't really have a lot of like fun creative chat or anything, to be honest, for the moment, because really I've been... So generally I kind of split my work time in between the 2 domains of like Divici and General, which are roughly to do with money versus creativity, and I try to like make that kind of equal when I can, but because I'm running my new course, Constellation Clarity, really soon, it's basically just been Divici for like maybe like a couple months now. I think in December I looked back at my tracker and I didn't have like a single General like creative day that entire month, which is quite rare for me. So yeah, so it's been a lot of like, it's been a lot of working on that, and not a lot of like creative stuff on the deck or other projects really. I mean, I've been chipping away at the deck slightly. That's kind of going on in the background because it's mainly me just like writing briefs and giving feedback to Jenny for the designs. Although we have like hit the milestone of like having first designs now for all 6 of the domains cards, which is really cool. That's like 1 section down, and that's really exciting. But yeah, other than that, there's not really been a lot of creative stuff. It's been a lot of like businessy course creation, like marketing, website stuff. There's been a lot of that. And there's been actually even more of that than I maybe would have had otherwise, because Christy, unfortunately, got pretty ill at the start of January, and so has had to take time off to recover. And I was basically like, take all the time you need, and I will just try and truck on with things as best I can. by myself. And obviously, like, whenever you're starting to feel better, then I can try and catch you up. So I've been hammering a lot of this like launch prep and course creation stuff by myself for a few weeks. So yeah, but in and amongst all of that, there have been some things going on, I guess. I have actually really gotten back into reading in a big way, which is like kind of surprising, but also kind of not. I think like for many years, I just thought that I was never going to get back to reading, like, and enjoying it in the same way that I used to when I was younger. And what I've realised is when you leave social media, or when I left social media, I suddenly had so much more headspace. And obviously like a desire for like information or stimulation or entertainment or learning or whatever that I wasn't getting from social media anymore. And so it made going back to reading really easy, which is cool. And I'm now like reading paper books and listening to audiobooks and like a mix of like fiction and non-fiction, and it's just lovely. Like I feel like I go back into a bookshop now and I'm like, oh, I just love books, and that's wild because I just feel like I haven't felt like that in years, basically, because I just didn't have like the patience or the attention span or the desire, I guess, to like really engage deeply with books for like many years. So that's cool. I actually just on my lunch break today finished listening to Jeanette McCurdy's book, I'm Glad My Mom Died. I always want to say mum, but that's not the title. And that was really good. Pretty hard to listen to at points, but like really, really good. And what else? I also read a book recently called The Good Life for Wage Slaves, which was fucking great. Really loved that. And then because of a book, actually, this like small DIY kind of book called, is it Make Your Place? Yeah, I think it's called Make Your Place. I have actually gotten back into or kind of gotten deeper into herbalism, which I have learned like some basics of through doing like moon school and stuff in the past, but like in a very specific kind of like menstrual health kind of format, and so that has kind of expanded some of my interest and knowledge and stuff in herbalism. And so I actually have put together my own little home apothecary, which was really cool and exciting, and yeah, that's been really nice. Okay, so this is actually one new element that I want to just briefly tell you about. So basically, I think you might have seen that my part of my tracker basically for the month was a little space to draw the symbol of like what the main kind of domain I was working in that day was. That was a really weird way to put that sentence. Basically, I would think about like, where did I spend most of my time today? Was it like in which of the domains? And then I would draw that symbol and then make like whatever notes about notable things next to it. This is my kind of alternative to that I'm trying and I'm really loving, which is that I'm drawing a line for each domain. So the first one, the red one, being corporalis, which is to do with the body. Orange, I've changed the colour recently for socialis from pink to orange, is about relationships and social stuff. Yellow is domum, which is to do with like home, space and possessions. Green is divice, which is money and paid work and financial stuff. Blue is genero, which is about creativity and passion projects and meaning. And then finally purple is spiritus, which is about mental health, mind, spirituality, that kind of stuff. So I'm drawing these lines. They're broken up by the weeks, so each of these like little blocks is a week, just because I wanted to visualize it that way as well. And then basically whenever I have something to note on a particular day, I can just draw it directly onto the relevant line. And that has been a really cool way of tracking and getting like a kind of big picture view of like how my month went and what kind of where I've been spending my time and my focus. That's actually how I saw for December that I hadn't had a single genero day the entire month. It was because I looked at it and I saw that there was literally nothing on that line. So it gives it kind of interesting insights like that. And then this that I'm doing right now is, I guess the closest thing this would be to what most people do as like a daily habit tracker. For me, it's kind of like a routine tracker. Like I have certain routines that I want to, I guess you could just call them habits as well, but I think of them as routines that I want to do daily. And I didn't want to clutter up like my monthly tracker with all that stuff. So I'm making this daily tracker as well. And they're pretty simple. I think it's just like doing my morning routine, my night routine, planning my day in my bullet journal, doing like some kind of housework for the day, and then keeping in touch with my people and replying to messages. Those are the habits or the routines that I'm tracking in this. And again, I'm using the colours of which domain they fall under. So yeah, this is something a bit different for me. Look at me using colour. Ho ho. I kind of like fought that for quite a while, to be honest, because I didn't want to like expand what I consider to be like my essential kit for bullet journaling. I really like just having the black pen and that being it. And I really didn't want to have to start carrying around like 6 different coloured pens and stuff. But the more I tried it in my journal, when I did have those stuff, the more I was like, okay, this colour coding is actually incredibly useful though. So that's why I have got this little pencil case now, and I am carrying these pens around. They're just fine liners. They're coloured fine liners. So yeah, I do still resent that slightly. I'm like, I wish I was just carrying around my journal, but like I say, I have really liked being able to colour code stuff in this kind of functional way as well. Then this is me adding my deadlines and like notable events coming up in my calendar to my monthly log, and I've also been enjoying doing that in the relevant colours as well, because it means when I fill in that log, like my kind of like line a day, that's all in black, and so I can see, like I can distinguish between those things. So in blue, that's general, and I've got all my video deadlines. Because I make a video every month, I have 1 week where I need to have it prepped and then filmed and then edited, and it basically means that when I look at I check this in the morning and see, like, okay, do I have a deadline coming up, in which case I need to do that thing first. So yeah, that's been handy as well. Okay, and then this is you getting a little sneak peek, actually, into me setting up the basic structure for my constellation dashboard. So I'm obviously not going to get into exactly how I use it and stuff, but this is the kind of grid layout that I use for it. This is a spread that I had set up in my previous journal that I was using all the time, and is basically the kind of core tool that I am teaching in Constellation Clarity, which is my new course. Yeah, I thought I would just take a moment to tell you about that if you hadn't heard about it before, and show you, this is me just kind of drawing up the grid for it in the front of my journal. And I have been using this so often and just fucking loving it. You'll notice that in my monthly spread, I don't have like a list of quests or tasks or projects anymore, and that is because this one spread that I set up once in each journal is replacing that for every month. So all of my tasks or quests or projects and everything are housed on this instead of having a separate one for each month. And yeah, if you're interested in the constellation system and integrating it into your bullet journal and stuff, and you're watching this at time of release, then please do look into Constellation Clarity. It's coming up real soon, and it teaches you and basically has you set this up for yourself. Most of the course is dedicated to like giving you all the thinking behind this tool, and then we go through and actually set yours up together in class. So yeah, go check that out. It will be at rachelstephen.com/constellation-clarity, I believe. Yeah, if you're watching this in the future, then you can still check out that page to see if we're doing another of those classes soon or in future. Feel free to check that out. And then I think I showed this earlier, but this journal comes with a specific key page, and so I decided to update it with a bunch of the symbols that I already use in my journal. So I've got the 6 domains up there in each of their colours, and then I'm just filling in my kind of miscellaneous ones. And this is my finished setup. This is my key page, and my intentions are just blank for now. And then I've got my index, so the almanac will have all the months and time stuff on one side, and then my collections divided into the 6 domains on the other. And I've got one other index page if I need it, and then I've got my constellation dashboard. And I think I've got some more blank pages which I might use for something, and then just straight into my monthly spread. So I've got that daily habit tracker, which is lined up as well with the monthly log. I'll put the things that I've accomplished inside that Dutch door, and then I've got my lunar list, so like my monthly self-care list, and then my log and tracker on the right hand side. Okay, welcome to the end of the video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, if you are interested in the constellation dashboard and you're like, what is that? How do you use it? How does it house all of your tasks and projects? Please share this magic with me. Then please do think about joining Constellation Clarity. If you're watching this in January of 2023 when it's open. If it's in the future, then you might just have to check and see what the situation is. But yeah, so you can check that out. I've actually done like a video explaining like all the details and stuff. So if you'd rather watch a video than read a sales page, you can do that. You'll find all of that at rachelstephen.com/constellation-clarity. If Constellation Clarity is not for you right now, if it's not in your budget, or you just can't make the time, or the time zones don't line up or whatever, but you're still interested in going a little deeper or getting more constellation system chat, then I would definitely recommend becoming a patron. You can do so for just a couple of dollars a month, and it doesn't go as in depth, of course, as the course. It doesn't go as in-depth as Constellation Clarity, but I do share like exclusive stuff and behind-the-scenes stuff about working on the constellation system, working on the deck, like things I've realised or tweaks that I've made and stuff to the system. So if you want just a bit more of a taste of that than what's publicly on YouTube, then you can get that on Patreon. And also the Patreon's just cool. We have a really cool little community on Discord and stuff. And yeah, it's just cool. So maybe think about that if you're a hankering for more, but Constellation Clarity is just not the right fit right now. Yeah, that's everything. As always, I hope that you are okay, and I hope that whoever you are taking care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.